When they were first born, Tony wouldn't sit up straight and he'd always have his head leaning to the right, and we knew something like that around 9 months old. We finally brought him to a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, and started working with them on a regular basis.
It's tough, right, because he has a twin sister. So we would see things that she was doing, like crawling, walking. Tony wasn't progressing like that.
Well, technically he's labeled as having cerebral palsy, but he's so high functioning that you would never really notice. But as parents, we notice the small subtleties.
So I always wore like a cast on my leg when I was very young. So a bunch of kids would ask me like, oh, what's wrong with your leg? What happened? And I would just be like, hey, I just broke my leg, or I was just born with it. Because honestly, I just didn't want to be like, oh, you're a little different because your leg looks weird.
And by the age of 10 is when we decided that he needed to have a major surgery.
Financially, things were tough. I had to take a pause in my career, right?
You did.
I mean, we really had to, as a family, had to really focus on how we can best support us and Tony and the rest of the kids.
My mom actually worked for United Healthcare, and I think they were doing some type of fundraising event, and she's like, wow, that really sounds like something that Tony could use and their family could use. So she gave me the website and I applied for it, and we were selected as a grant recipient.
We couldn't have afforded to have the surgery. We were strapped. And honestly, it took us 15 years to dig out of that hole financially. So the grant allowed us to not put a pause on his care, his health. I think it was needed, at that time. Honestly, I don't know what other options we would have had available to us.
Further down the line, he still had to have physical therapy after his surgery, so we still needed some help at that point, and we applied for another grant, and we actually got another grant as well. So
the opportunity to receive the grant a second time, I think allowed us to continue that support and allow us to address it as he grew, as he got older. So I think that's what really helped him get to where he's at today, because honestly, I don't even know if we notice it that much anymore. It allowed him to play basketball and play football.
he's going to UMD and he's going for a major of sports marketing.
Right now a pre-business major, but hopefully turning that into a sports marketing degree. I go to school at the University of Minnesota Duluth. I want to do something in sports marketing because I just like to make people feel involved. And so I'd love to get like up close, personal with players, coaches, and just people on the staff of the team.
Having a family, our goal is to always make sure that they had more opportunities than we did. The grant really allowed us to provide Tony with that opportunity.
The grant from UHCCF helped me by making me feel like a normal kid. I could run faster, jump higher just because of the surgery, and that surgery wouldn't be possible without that grant. Couldn't be more thankful for it.
Through the grant, we were able to take those small steps. It's not gone. This is something that he's going to always have to deal with, but it allowed us to focus on what we could at the time and allow him to continue to move forward.
Thank you to UHCCF. Thank you for all the people that have donated and given this grant to me, and hopefully other kids in the future.
Thank you, UHCCF.